All right. Recording has started? Question mark?
Oh, hell no.
Hello,
Yep.
everybody. Welcome to the internet.
Have a look around.
Anything that brain of yours can think of can be found. Ah, shit.
We've got mountains of content.
Some
Some better,
better,
some
some
worse.
worse. If none of this is of interest to you,
You'd be the first.
beautiful. But
I
yeah.
don't know why we started with Bo Burnham, but you know what? Maybe we should. Every time. Every time. We should start with Bo Burnham.
So, hello guys. Welcome to the UMF Podcast episode. What episode are we at this point? I have no idea. Episode
I don't
6?
know.
Episode six, 7 doesn't matter because this is gonna be the last episode. Just kidding. Nah, it's just gonna be a.
Katan woke us up for this.
The
No,
nightmare's almost over.
actually, Alphonse was the one who decided the time, so Alphonse woke us up for this. Well, woke you up,
Yeah.
Philip. I've been up for a while since it's 11 p.m. in Thailand
Oh,
right
yeah.
now.
To people watching, we have a guest who has been our friend for a couple years now. Hey, Alphonse, how long have we been friends?
Yeah, how long have we known you, like as a person? Not just as an entity, as a person.
Let's see. Back in maybe 2 years.
Damn, that's wild. 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
you
been
know,
that long.
you know what's my first impression of Alphonse?
What?
This guy's a fucking 4chaner.
Yeah, same to you, bastard.
This guy browses V.
Now we invite people on the podcast just to roast them.
VG, dude. No, I thought he was incredibly based because he watched Louis it was Familiar of Zero. For those of you
To
don't
be
know,
honest,
the Familiar Heroes
I-
an anime. My bad, Philip.
Was my
It's
first,
right.
dude. The best one.
To be honest, I do not remember the first time I met Alphonse, but I know my earliest interactions with him had to do with Middle Earth. That's what I remember.
Yeah, because you guys are
Yeah.
both nerd. I'm kidding.
I want to hear
Tolkien
from
is
you.
esteemed. How dare you? He's the
You're a weeb,
father
just a
of
nerd,
modern fantasy.
Japanese flavored. Except you ain't even
Wow.
Japanese, you Thai.
Wow, he insulted Tolkien, and now we both turned on him. This is beautiful. How's that for karma, Katan?
I'm Thai, but like at least I'm not Filipino. I don't know.
Okay,
Oh, this
competitive
became-
Asian
This
racist.
became racism. I'm out of this completely. I'm Latino.
we just started and we're already being controversial.
Okay. Yes.
This
so
is
to get it
normal. This is
kind
normal
of,
Asian
this actually
racism.
is. Oh, I was gonna say this is normal for our friendship. We just insult each other all the time.
Yeah,
Like
and
last week, I found out that Katan is Asian. What?
yeah,
You
yeah,
never
like
told me.
yeah. Philip
Wow.
never knew I was Asian until like last week, and I was like,
Dang,
damn,
I
that's
know,
crazy. How did that happen?
incredible.
How did that happen?
Whoa,
How
all
the
this time. Wow.
How the fuck did that happen? So yeah, to get back on topic, we gotta this podcast is actually gonna be an epic
The
discussion.
superhero archetype.
It's just gonna be an epic discussion because we're gonna talk about the most important thing in human history right now: superheroes.
For context, a few weeks ago, Katan, Alphonse, and I had an epic philosophical discussion of superheroes, and
Really epic.
oh yeah, it was. How long was that? It was like 2-3 hour chat about it.
We
Like,
said
we
a
really
whole lot
got
without
into it.
saying a whole lot.
Yeah, like to the point where I was like, damn, we should have been recording that. Excuse me.
we should have done everything we could to talk about that, but like we did not for some reason,
Yeah, so anyway, around that time I was like, we should do a podcast episode about this, and Alphonse, I think, is the guest that we should have on to talk about it, not only because he's passionate about superheroes and because he's the one we had the conversation with, but because the real reason we had that conversation was because of a trailer that had come out a few weeks earlier.
Whoa,
Superman, the James
oh,
film.
the trailer. It's
And Alphonse
really
was
epic
really
trailer.
happy about it because he felt that we were finally getting back to the Superman that we had seen in comics, the like one that's known for his kindness and is like there to protect people and not be all moody and stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, I do love Henry Cavill Superman, but I do see where Alphonse is coming from. I myself have read a few Superman comics in my time.
Nah, don't pin that on Henry Cavill. He's just the actor. It's Snyder's
I
fault.
know. know.
Sad.
Cavill's also really good at empathy.
Zack
But damn.
Snyder. You guys like Zack Snyder? You guys like Zack Snyder?
Oh,
I
please.
do. I do actually. But that being said, Rebel Moon could have been better.
His ass is good for Batman films. Nothing
Mm.
else.
I mean,
I
Batman
mean,
v Superman might have been proof of that. The Batman is who he actually wanted to be writing for.
but Batman v
Yeah.
Superman was a dog shit movie. I'm sorry, I don't know what you guys are on
You
about.
need to see the full extended clip. You need to see
Oh
the,
yeah, like the
Oh, we
30
have to watch
minutes,
the special
the
version, not the
director's cut.
default
Yeah,
version.
the 30
That's
minutes
some
of
bullshit ass excuse, and you know it.
it's not. It's not. There were some storylines that I thought didn't make sense in the original version, but he delves like further into it
I'm
with the
kidding.
director's
By
cut.
the way, I'm
It's a
kidding.
half hour longer.
I'm exaggerating. I think
By the way, the whole
Batman.
setting up Superman arc, it actually made more sense with the director's cut.
Well,
But anyway, yeah, we're getting off topic.
yeah, I was joking. Batman v Superman was okay. It was a whatever movie. I just wish there was more Amy Adams in the movie, but
Man.
Fun fact, she was actually on Smallville, so she actually was part of Superman media before the DCEU.
Oh, very cool, very cool.
Hold on, I need a cough.
I don't think she's a good Lois Lane though, but she's a good Amy Adams.
My two favorite Lois Lanes, I think, have to be Erica Durance on Smallville and Bitsy Tulloch in the recent TV show.
Ooh, but anyway, let's talk,
Dang, my
boys.
favorite Lois Lanes are TV. Okay, yes.
Boys.
Let's get to it.
Let's talk
Superhero
about
archetype.
what makes a true hero, a true superhero. Actually, what makes you a true hero among these superheroes? Let's hear you guys pick first. Who do you pick as the greatest or the truest superhero? Like in anything, doesn't have to be Marvel or DC. It can be anybody. But we all know who
Omni
will
Man.
pick.
I'm just kidding.
Okay, bro. You, Mr. Contrarian. Yeah, it's perfect.
Omni Man kill an entire planet. I haven't watched Invincible, by the way, but I know who he is, and I know the memes and the internet social zeitgeist behind him. I didn't use that word correctly.
Today is Deadpool's 34th birthday since his debut. Should I? No, I'm just kidding.
Should you what?
So who are you guys picking for the greatest superhero of all time?
Alphonse, you first.
Yeah, Alphonse, you go first. You're the guest.
Sure, you know my answer. It's my goat, Superman. He's the granddaddy of all superheroes, and and the one that no matter how hard modern pop culture and conceited directors try, they'll never twist him. Not without severe backlash.
Excuse me.
How about you?
He also has real world effects. Back in the 40s, or maybe it was the 30s, they had Superman fighting the KKK. And I kid you not, the
Hell yeah, that's
KKK took a dip in recruitment because of that.
Wow.
yeah.
Amazing.
My goat My fucking goat.
My goat.
All right,
Yeah.
Katan, who do you choose? Who do you choose? I think I know who you're choosing.
I can sit here and pretend that I'm gonna pick uh someone from the East to better representation, but it's Spider-Man, motherfucker. Fuck you. It's always been Spider-Man. Spider-Man's world's greatest superhero, and I have proof right here. I have fucking proof.
See, and for those listening, Katan just wants us to argue about the top three superheroes because he knows that I love Batman. I do love Spider-Man and Superman, but because those two are chosen and because he just wants like an argument about those three, I'll choose Batman for this.
But yeah,
I do
Spider-Man.
love Batman.
I have proof. I have I have visual proof.
Yeah,
I'm gonna see
since
if I can.
Alphonse is since Alphonse is the guest, let's talk about Superman first, and because he is right, Superman is pretty much the face of superheroes.
Yeah. Oh, but by the way, this is the visual proof. You guys cannot see it because I'm showing it on OBS. I'll show it to you guys too right away. Actually, I should have just done this from the start. I don't know why I'm not doing that. Um.
Mm.
Uh. Actually. There we go. See. See.
Your
See.
argument is he looks cool.
No. Look at the writing there.
We're a
Look at.
bunch of children at heart, of course it is.
No. Look at the writing. Look at what's said on the top of the name.
The
See, I
world's
won.
greatest superhero.
I won. Won the I won the debate. Nah,
Okay, bruh.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But yeah, let's get back to the topic. Um, and yeah, let's go with Alphonse first. What's his Alphonse reasoning for Superman?
Like being the greatest of the greatest.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I already said he is everything you want in a superhero. He actually inspires people. All the superheroes did. They still do, but he was first, and I still think he did it the best, because in spite of what Snyder thinks, in spite of all of that, Superman is first and foremost a kind man at heart, powers of a god, but at heart he thinks that he's just a regular ass guy like the rest of us. Keeps him
He's a teddy
humble. Yeah. Well, I don't want but I don't want some angry, vengeful jackass. And this isn't even me like hating on Batman. This is just me hating on Snyder's version specifically.
bear. Do you think that, and this is something Alphonse and I discussed 2 months ago, do you think the version of Superman that Snyder wrote better fits the Injustice Superman that became quite popular in the last decade?
Of course. Oh god. My beef with Snyder's always been his effect on pop culture and making everyone think, "Oh yeah, this is how Superman's supposed to be," and people just lap that shit up.
Yeah, one of the conversations I had with Alphonse, for those listening, is if the DCEU should have ended with the Injustice storyline to kind of naturally flow into James Gunn's DCU as like the main DC universe. I mean, I suppose they could still do that down the line if they really wanted to. That
Wow.
they don't have to show how point A arrived at point B if they do it down the line and then they figure out multiversal travel, they could just start at point B like the video game. And it would
Mm.
be a way to say goodbye to the DCEU because for all its faults, it did have fans.
Yeah.
I think
They just didn't handle it as well.
the bigger issue wasn't that like people just I think people didn't believe that the true version of Superman should be, well, people didn't believe that this is what Superman is like. Like
Because
Superman.
he isn't.
like I don't think that's the issue. I think the issue is that people want Superman to be like the injustice version, or people are like tired of this like misconception of what Superman is that he's a boring goody two shoes with an overpowered superpower, right? That's what people are reacting to, and uh they respond so positively to like Injustice version of Superman or Snyder version of Superman, because he's like, yo, he's cool and he's edgy, like he's moody, and he's more realistic because he the circumstances he's in is all
Realistic.
he's responding to this like all cruel and like unjust world and all that stuff, and he actually retaliates against injustice with his own injustice.
Do
Like
you believe that
that's
the
what
cultural
people
zeitgeist?
uh yeah,
Sorry, go
Philip.
ahead.
No, I'm done, Philip, go.
I was gonna say, do you think, like the cultural zeitgeist has moved on from the more traditional version of the superhero archetype?
Oh,
No.
definitely. I think it's because, well, not because like the conventional archetype is dead. It's just more like it's just the social consciousness of the modern day has been postmodern. Like postmodernism has taken over everyone's
His
collective
favorite word.
consciousness, because everyone is now just been so critical of like all these previous established institutions and hierarchies place and the grand narratives of humanity, that we believe that in the objective truth and objective good and morality, all these concepts are what we trusted upon, that we think science will fix everything, but it doesn't, and that's why we're all nihilistic, uh yeah, depressed, edgy teens who just want to see shit get fucked up in our media, and that's why we like
All right,
edgy, violent, shit and sex, and which is what Zack Snyder loves.
all right, Alphonse, what is
You're
your
speaking for
response to
yourself.
that?
Speak for yourself.
I'm
Holy
not.
shit,
I'm
that
not
was the
talking about.
single edgiest thing.
No, I'm not
single
talking about
edgiest thing I heard
myself,
all day.
Alphonse. I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about most people. That what people want. Most people want. Of course,
Yeah,
I
and
don't
what
want
came
that.
out this year? And what came out this year? Or what's been announced? New Superman film. One that goes back to where Superman originally was, to who he originally was. Because, yeah, like you said, teenagers love that edgy stuff. That's what. That's why it became popular. But a few years passed. We grew up. We realized how edgy that shit was, and that no, as much as people want to deny it, want to run away from it, there is objective moral good and evil in this world. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to say that's good or that's bad. Or at the very least, if you don't want to believe in an objective moral good or bad, at least a universal one, you yourself are able to recognize that there are good and bad things in this world, and the good things are worth protecting. No one's gonna fucking argue that your parents are like relativistically better than like not having them or blah blah blah. No, they're your parents. You love them. You don't argue. You don't question that. That's stupid. And now that the audience, who I rammed against for so long, has finally grown up, they've started to think like me a little more. They've started to dislike the whole extreme edginess that had gripped. At, I'd say specifically the DC films for quite a while. That and that period of edginess was just a fad. It's moving away now, and we're returning to the what the superheroes once were. And it's not just for Superman. I really hate what Snyder did to Batman too, making him just pure edge, just angry and fighting all the time. That's one of the things that bothered me about the Dark Knight films, dude. Like Batman is supposed to be a detective, right? He's supposed to be this genius, but what does he do for most of the fight? You all remember the bar scene where he's looking for Penguin? He asks zero questions and just starts throwing hands with
Wait,
everybody
wait, wait, wait.
for no reason.
Wait. Are you talking about the
Yeah,
Batman?
the
Wait, the
Dark Knight,
Batman
the dark.
or the Dark Knight?
I, I think the Dark Knight film.
Wait,
Yeah.
Philip,
Or
is there
no, it's like
Penguin in the Dark Knight? Philip,
no, no.
verify.
Penguin
Phil,
sounds
yeah,
like you're
verify.
talking about the 2022 Batman.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
it's like the one where he's just starting out as Batman. So like it's just his first
Oh yeah,
second.
that no, that's the Batman. That's not the Dark Knight actually.
Yeah.
Uh,
So yeah, that film, like, bro, th-
Yeah.
this this is
Anyway,
like
so
one aspect of Batman that they pushed, but then they forgot the other part. And it's just like, come on, bro. You just want Deadpool in a fucking bat costume. You just want Punisher in a Batman costume. You don't want actual smart, intelligent Batman.
actually, I think you're making a
oh
misconception
shit.
here because
Could
the
you
Bat.
imagine if Snyder made a Punisher film?
No, Philip.
Holy
It's
I,
crap.
so hard, dude. It's so hard.
no. I think Alphonse making a misconception here because he's talking about Zack Snyder's interpretation of Batman, but he's referring to Matt Rife. Was it Matt? What's the name of the director of the Batman, Philip? The Batman.
Uh,
Uh,
but
uh,
to be fair, yeah, I got
Matt
that wrong.
Reeves. My bad.
But but my beef has always been like Snyder's films having such influence over like the
Mm.
interpretation of these heroes as a whole. I guess that's why I'm still raging against him, even if it's not his film.
I think
I
it's
mean,
bec-
people still think of his version of Watchmen, and it's been like 16 years almost.
I think the Batman though. I think Philip can take this for because I don't
Well,
know if Philip have the
well,
same
I'll
stance.
I
Uh
will talk about Batman in a second here. I do want to touch on Superman because
oh sure.
yeah, no matter what we say, we can't deny that. You know, he is the like icon of hope, right? Like his whole thing is he gives humanity hope for a better tomorrow and that we
He is the best of
ourselves
us.
can yeah. I mean, he also set the template for superheroes. He came out in I want to say 1938, right? I believe
Yeah,
it was 38.
it was before World War II during the Great Depression era because the Great Depression was like the greatest tragedy, the greatest struggle the US had ever found itself in, so they needed an equally incredible hero to inspire them
Yeah, you
during
know,
those
he
dark
represents
times.
the best of humanity, strives to use his immense power selflessly. Um,
Yep.
he's an aspirational figure who embodies hope, inspires others, and he defines the superhero genre, you know, with the powers, secret identity, moral compass. Um, actually, in his own way, he has a unique twist on his secret identity because
Uh,
he's a superhero that actually shows his face. So that was another I think that's another big reason why he's so inspiring. Like you can actually see his face. Like so you can connect with him if he's the one saving you, like immediately. He is a modern Hercules or Moses with an origin story deeply rooted in mythology, making him a timeless figure. I mean the story of his dad putting him in a spaceship and sending him away to save him, even though he can't save himself. Like that's amazing.
oh yeah.
His
Oh, speaking of which, what you okay, remind me what you just said. My brain
m-
is slow right now.
modern Hercules or
Y-
Moses, because his
Yeah.
origin is kind of deeply rooted in mythology. He's a timeless figure,
Oh yeah, that whole
and
thing. He is the modern Hercules. Hell, the entirety of the superhero genre is just the modern myth, the modern heroes of old. Of old, you know what I'm saying, right? Like the Greeks had
yeah,
theirs, and now we're doing the same with our superheroes. These men of action, great power, with some with destinies, others without, doing great things with the powers they have,
which is
which
also
make
kind of
which it
oh,
tells
go
me
ahead.
it's this it yeah sorry it tells me that this whole superhero thing, it's just a timeless human thing that we want inspirational, not necessarily relatability all the time. Relatability,
Yeah.
I think, is something of a modern thing that caught on
Well,
really
to
well.
kind of touch on that though, another cool aspect of Superman is like the versatility of his character. Like his stories can be sci-fi, they could be space dramas, they could be grounded human dramas, like if something's going on the Daily Planet, or I mean, well, there's also that. Um, he works an everyday job. He's a reporter, and so you can go in and see how this ordinary guy just has, like a regular life. And then if something happens, it turns into an action-packed superhero battle. He's
Mm,
incredibly adaptable, and you were talking about how he kind of is our version of like a Greek hero,
yeah,
and I
our
think another,
Achilles, our Hercules.
yeah, superheroes I think are especially recognizable because unlike most of, say, the Greek gods, because I mean not many people can name every single one, he wears a symbol on his chest that is like universally recognized. And then there's the motto, truth, justice, and a better tomorrow. I know here in America it's
Truth,
truth, justice,
justice,
and
and American way. Ah, yeah, I
I know.
remember.
I know, but around the world it's truth, justice, and a better tomorrow. So I do think it's interesting that in America we think, oh, it's like specifically American. Like I get he was raised in Kansas,
He's an
but he
American
isn't.
superhero with very American ideals, admittedly. At least old school American
Well, I
ideals.
mean,
It's
yeah,
not
the
surprising.
writers. I mean, the
It's not
writers
surprising.
are American, but I also love when they show an example of how he's not America first. He is all humanity.
Humanity
Like that,
first.
there
Humanity
is an
first.
episode in Superman and Lois where the Chinese like lose a sub or something like that, and he returns it to the Chinese. And Sam Lane, the American general, is actually mad that that he returned it to the Chinese. Like, why didn't you give it to us? We hadn't we have intelligence we could have gathered from that. And
Because
Superman's
he's,
whole point is it was their sub. I'm not here to take sides or anything.
yeah, that's why he's awesome. I love that interpretation of Superman. It's, mm, it feels very faithful to who he originally was, what he was
Oh,
supposed to be.
you would love Superman, Lois. You would love that show.
I already do.
All
But
right, all right. Katan
yeah,
is
yeah,
gearing us
Katan,
up for Spider-Man. I
No,
can see
no,
that
listen,
no.
figure.
Katan, you
Actually,
can't just
actually,
sit there and be spectator. You got to get up here and say your own piece.
no, no. Philip goes first. Philip's go first. Philip can go
He's
Batman
just trying
Um.
to
first.
soak it up, fucking
Okay.
photosynthesizing the drama.
Um. Okay. After that conversation of Superman, I can't really claim that he is the greatest. I can't really claim Batman is the greatest superhero. But I can't. My claim about Batman
He's the
is that
greatest companion.
he's the ultimate hero or ultimate human hero. Unlike Spider-Man or Batman, he
Or
has no
Batman.
power.
Or
Um,
Batman, bro. You just said or Batman.
sorry. Unlike
Superman.
Spider-Man or Superman,
Superman. Yeah,
he
don't worry
has no
about it.
Clark
superpowers. I
Kent.
mean, I know there are alternate versions where he does have superpowers, but the main, most well-known version of Batman, the one that's been adapted many times, is the one with no powers. He has no powers and he stands among gods. I mean, in the Justice League, he there's Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Cyborg, Green Lantern, um, Aquaman, and he manages to stand above almost all of them with sheer will, intellect, his famous preparation,
Prep
his
time.
famous
Prep
prep time,
time. Prep time,
The
making
bro.
most
force
Prep
feeding
time.
abused.
like
He
It's
would
the
beat
most abused
Reinhardt.
plot
He
point.
would beat Reinhardt from ReZero, bro. Prep time. Batman with prep time.
See, this is why I'm such a
Genuinely.
Deadpool guy. Because if I had prep time and intelligence, I would just come up with ways to like roast everyone or make fun of them or just like perfectly set things up so that they can't kill me, but I make fun of them the entire time. But no, he's got like that John Wick concentration and sheer will. Except he does have the no kill rule. A lot of people get on Batman's case about his no kill rule, and some people
Because of
forget that Superman also has one.
No. I think it's
No,
because
Mm,
what?
Superman does not have a no kill rule.
Oh,
Actually,
but
it's just that he
oh, you can
True.
go
generally
first,
does not
Alphonse.
like to kill.
Mm-mm.
So here's the thing, and no, Philip, it's not an excuse to just say, "Oh, Superman can kill." No, the reason he doesn't need a rule to keep from killing and being the goody two shoes that he is. It's just who he is. Like, yeah, because of what we know about Superman. It almost just comes naturally. Like, of course he doesn't kill. It's Superman. It's something like we kind of to just expect with the
I
way he acts.
I think the no kill rule, the frustration people have with the no kill rule is because they're questioning the decisions that Batman makes about why he lets all these like psychopaths and sociopaths and criminals like the Joker live when they obviously have massacred and
Oh,
like thousands of innocent lives, like for no good reason. And
oh,
you
Mm.
that's
You know
know,
how that could be fixed, though. It could be fixed so
no,
easily.
no. I was saying no. I'm not talking about my belief. I'm talking about how like why people are frustrated about that, which I disagree with, because like Batman should not kill. Batman does not kill, and that's part of his appeal as a character. That his struggle with his rule, with his no kill rule. Okay, Philip, you can. What were you saying, Philip?
you touched on his rogues gallery, and as much as I love Superman's rogue gallery with Lex Luthor, Brainiac, even Lobo, like Superman does have a great rogues gallery, but I do think that Batman's is better and more diverse.
Oh, it makes sense why. It's because the struggles are a lot more intense, I would say. 'Cause yeah, I love Superman, but I understand that like eventually he's gonna win because the good guys always win. He is
I
Superman,
know, but
and
there's uh, yeah, go ahead.
it's cool how they can make the smaller scale of say Gotham compared to like the whole world that Superman has to deal with. They make that feel so grand and epic, despite it being so small, because the writers aren't afraid to let Batman's rogues gallery get up to some insane stuff.
Yeah, and I also like his rogues gallery because a lot of them also represent different things. Like Joker's obviously is most famous. He's like chaos personified, right? And for somebody
Definitely.
trying to maintain the peace, that is like the ultimate challenge. You have Bane, who is strong and supposed to be intelligent. Like he basically is what a quote unquote better version of Batman would be. So he proves to be quite the challenge. Um, you have Poison Ivy, who represents the Go Green movement, but in a twisted way. You have Harley
Go
Quinn,
Green
who
movement.
is a smart psychologist and can actually get into Batman's head. You have Scarecrow,
And
who can
she's pretty
also get
hot
into his
too.
head and
Calm down,
expose
bro.
his fear. You have um, Two Face, which proves to be a challenge to him because that guy used to be his friend. How do you deal with that? Like this is your friend going through like a mental struggle. You have Hush, someone else who was your friend. Who I'm trying to think of all these. Riddler. He's a villain you have to outsmart every single time. Catwoman. Catwoman's also unique because I
She's hot.
mean, in terms of the ultimate superhero,
Calm down,
supervillain
bro.
romance, Batman and Catwoman. Catwoman's right there. Penguin, the underground crime boss. There's just a lot of. I could name a whole lot, like many more Batman villains, but I mean, those are probably the most famous ones I just listed right there, right?
But what makes him the world's greatest superhero, Philip?
For me, I think it's the fact that he had to earn his role. Like, don't get me wrong. I know the moral drives of both Spider-Man and Superman can be, like considered them earning their place. But I mean, in terms of like survival and strength and power and being able to beat their opponents, you have to admit they do have an edge on Batman.
For sure, for
Like,
sure.
Like
Obviously.
Batman to me just represents like the ultimate version of the power of human will.
Mm.
Like as much as we want to talk about how much of a strategist he is, how much of a detective he is, his driving force is just sheer will. Like if he ever like gave up or half-assed his job, he would die, most likely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, for
definitely.
sure, for sure.
He's
Yeah,
not just he's
for sure.
and
Yeah.
yeah, and then on top of that, yeah, he's not just a fighter, but the world's greatest detective, solving mysteries and outthinking his enemies. He has to adapt to every single one of his villains, and he can fit in any era. Like he's campy in like
Oh,
the
I
Adam
know.
West era, and then
I saw the Japanese animated film of him.
and
It
then
was funny.
oh my god, that one. And
It was Kino.
yeah, and uh, even though he's known as a dark superhero, and he is the most famous version of like a dark superhero, he wasn't always like that. Like he actually was pretty campy. If you ever read some of his like earlier comics, or even if you watch the Adam West show, he
Yeah,
did used to be a more light-hearted superhero. But then
for
Frank
sure.
Miller wrote Daredevil, kind of made him a like a sort of darker hero. And then when he went over to DC, Frank Miller wrote for Batman, and he
Mm.
tested it out with Batman, and the dark superhero theme worked much better with him. So, by the way, thanks Daredevil for kind of influencing the modern Batman.
Mm.
That's interesting.
So,
I didn't know that.
yeah, same writer, Frank Miller.
Mm-mm.
Frank Miller.
Frank
Um,
Miller.
and yeah, then like now we have so many iconic Batman stories because of him. He's also gritty, The Dark Knight. He's myth in the Arkham games. Some people consider that the best Batman because in that one, despite being a normal human, it's like the most mythic version of Batman. And I think my favorite, absolute favorite Batman scene, or at least in terms of writing, is from I think it's Arkham Origins, where he's getting ready to go out and Alfred's like trying to stop him, and Batman is just I think I actually have the clip. Hold
Oh,
on.
I remember this scene. Yes, I know exactly which scene you're talking about from the games.
Yeah, hold on. I do have it. I'm not sure if Katan has seen it.
He's not a
Stop!
he's not a gamer of that
I
variety.
don't think.
I will not in good conscience allow you to go. You're outmatched by these assassins. You're not some hardened vigilante. You're a young man with a trust fund and too much anger. You're in over your head, and I don't want this to be your end.
True that,
Alfred,
bro.
who do you see when you look at me? The boy whose shoes you used to tie every morning? The teenager you drove to his first date? While you are here every night, I am out there. The only thing between the innocent and the predator.
be.
No, not may be. I am. When the mugger or the thief stops to think twice, that is fear. That is what I am. That is why they hired assassins, because I am the reason the criminals breathe easier when the sun rises. So no, Alfred, I am not in over my head. Tonight will not be my end, but it will be theirs.
Wait, which game is this from again?
Master Bruce.
It turns out that's Arkham Origins.
Oh, Arkham Origins. Oh,
Oh,
I know
that's
about the
another
game.
unique
No,
thing
I
that
know about the
Frank
game.
Miller did when
It's
he
a
made him a dark
fantastic game.
superhero. When he made him a dark superhero, not only did he do it just to make him darker because it kind of worked with Daredevil, but because he found that he could add this unique trait where Batman kind of weaponizes fear. I shouldn't say weaponizes, that makes it sound malicious.
Utilize, there you
Yeah,
go.
he utilizes fear. And by the way, this is something that I think the first scene, not the first scene, I think it's the second scene in the Batman uses so well. The opening monologue of Batman, and it shows like all these criminals committing fear, and then they realize like the Batman light is in the sky, and then they're suddenly like looking in dark corners. And even though Batman's not actually there, they get so scared they leave.
Oh yeah.
I do love that. There is just something. I think Batman's just very appealing because I think if somebody had that same determination and will, there is the belief that they can get to that point. Like Superman
Mm,
is, yes, he is an icon of hope, and we can all act like Superman. But if you want like his abilities, we're not going to get there.
yeah, but it was never his abilities that inspired us. We never like he could have had any ability,
I
but
know.
what makes him Superman is the fact that it's just Clark Kent in a costume, and Clark Kent is the goody two shoes acting. Superman just
I like
happens
that
to be his
Katan's trying to
persona.
hide right now.
He's enjoying it. He came
Katan's
here to
trying to hide.
spectate. His first
I
goal was to
know.
spectate.
No,
Oh,
maybe he doesn't
but
have a good Spider-Man argument after what we said.
oh yeah, going back
Okay,
to what's it, Rogues Gallery, dude. The whole
Spider-Man has
Rogues.
the second greatest one.
No, not so much that. I was thinking more of like, if A, we could make Batman's better, and B, we could address the whole no beef with the no kill rule a lot better if there were a lot more villains being shown reforming because of Batman's efforts. Like you remember the Batman animated series
Hmm.
with Kevin Conroy? Dude, like I always loved that version of Batman because the
Uh,
villains in there, at least like Two Face, right? He shows
yeah.
he shows remorse. Like clearly, he's not just evil bad guy with who happens to have an ugly face.
One of my
No,
favorite scenes of that Batman, it comes from Justice League Unlimited, where the character Ace is dying, and even though
Oh,
she's
I
caused
was thinking of
such
that scene.
chaos,
I was just thinking of that
Batman
scene. Hmm.
sits with her and like even holds her hand for her final moments. Like that is very touching. Like
that
modern
is
day people
Batman. That is
probably
Batman.
wouldn't like think to write a Batman scene like that, but that is still who he is. Like even though he hides it, he does have humanity and he does occasionally let it out, especially when he realizes what someone is going through or if they are going through something he himself has gone through. Another favorite Batman moment I have comes from uh, Young Justice, where it's when they're trying to recruit a new Justice League member and they're going through all the applicants, and basically they all get into like start arguing, and at one point Wonder Woman is arguing against Batman's use of children in like his sidekick army, and
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Batman and
The Bat
Batman talked about
Family.
Robin, saying that Robin also went through being orphaned the way he did, so he wanted to take him under his wing. And Wonder Woman's like, "So you would become like you?" And then Batman, like in a quieter voice,
S-
is like,
So
"So
he
that he wouldn't."
wouldn't.
It makes sense. It makes sense.
And
But
Justice League Doom, I love it's when Batman quits the Justice League because they do not understand his need for like plans if all of them went evil, and Superman asks him, "Are you really so like egotistical or like self-centered, something like that, that you wouldn't come up with a plan for yourself?" And he says, "I
I
have one.
do
It's
the
called the
Justice
Justice League."
League.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. I love it. But and eventually Superman does accept it. I I've always loved that. Their friendship is the best thing ever, dude. You gotta
Yeah.
admit.
Superman
It's
gave him
it's
kryptonite. I
I
love
know.
that.
I know. As much as
That's
people
pretty
joke
cool.
on that film, as much as people joke on that part where it's like, thanks, Ken. I know I already have like a whole stash in the Batcave, but like, thanks anyways, bro. Nah, I've always loved that. I've always loved that their friendship's always been based on
Respect and
admiration
trust
for
and
yeah,
admiration. Yeah. Oh yeah,
because
that's another thing that people don't touch on. Like, of course,
I
Batman like looks up to Superman, but not a lot of other people realize Superman looks up to Batman because while Batman does aspire to be super, um, like Batman, as I was saying, represents the ultimate human hero, and Superman aspires to be human. So it's
no, I wouldn't say he aspires to be human. I think
well,
that's a more
well, not
get
human as in like like doesn't have superpowers. I meant like human as
He
in like
he wants to just live a normal life. He wants to have normal things because he thinks he's still a farm boy from Kansas and all that. But nay,
yeah.
I I think that's a more modern thing because like I've always known Superman to be like the very best a human can be. Like he's the goody two shoes that like we're all called to be by our parents. Be a good
Mhm.
be a good influence on this world. Don't just be a dick and all that. But no, back to the whole friendship thing between the two. There the reason why the two of them like even like each other is admiration. The whole Batman is amazed by the fact that this godlike being unironically thinks that he is just some farm boy from Kansas and he has the power to like destroy everything. Like he could do all the horrible things that Batman's rogues gallery can do, except way worse because of his powers, but simply chooses not to. The whole choice thing. It's a very human thing. I think Batman realizes that. Meanwhile, Superman finds Batman absolutely incredible because he is just this regular human choosing that has gone through hell and still chooses to be the good guy. And I think that whole choice thing that their like friendship is based on is nothing short of spectacular, and people don't put enough attention on it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
After
we
Katan talks about
yeah
Spider-Man, we should also talk about all the actors who have portrayed these three superheroes.
Beautiful.
yeah.
Beautiful.
You know, maybe I just really want maybe after the whole Batman versus Superman fiasco,
Superman.
I just want a Batman and Superman film.
That's such a beautiful thing,
The
you know,
the
returning to
Superman,
sincerity and authenticity.
yeah.
Really, really
Well,
post
you know what?
ironic. Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
Philip. Go,
No,
Philip.
it's fine. I was gonna talk about like the versions of the characters that I grew up with, but I can touch on that when we talk about the actors. So let's move on to Spider-Man, who was
Spider Man.
where face of Marvel. Batman is face of DC. Superman is face of superheroes. Spider-Man is face of
Six.
DC. The
So,
everyman hero.
so
Let's go.
here's why Spider Man is the world's greatest superhero. 6 words. Only 6 words.
Okay,
With great power comes great responsibility.
elaborate.
There must also come great responsibility, is the original quote. But yes.
And great cost.
Can you imagine somebody just adding that now and great cost?
Bro, if that's your whole argument, that's literally me going, the reason why Superman is the greatest superhero ever is because he is truth, justice, and the American way. Her.
I'm
Okay.
kidding. I'm kidding.
You better have
I'm
more than
kidding.
that.
Obviously not. Obviously that's not all. So let me get some context in here. Since you guys touch on a lot of like qualities about like your respective choices. Let me drink some water real quick.
Um,
You want
do you
wine?
want me to talk about why I like Spider-Man? I could
No, no, no,
touch
no,
on
no,
that
no,
while
no.
you're.
I think the reason I love Spider-Man more than any other superhero and why I think he's the greatest superhero of all time is because like I want to touch on the responsibility part. Like a lot of people look at that quote and wonder, what does that even mean? What is with great power there must also come great responsibility. What does that mean? That
Not really
means
needed.
that means that doing good deeds and being a hero and helping others, saving others is not just a virtue that you should do, but something you must do if you have the ability to do it. And that's what and despite all of this everything that go against Spider-Man in his life about Peter Parker, sure he might have superpowers and sure, you know, he might be incredibly intelligent and gifted, but but all of his relatable struggles in life and all of the hardships and all of the bullshit he has to go through daily and all the more human struggles that he faced that other superheroes may not have to face. Of course, not saying that there are no other superheroes that go again that face like relatable problems like financial struggles, relationship issues, all that stuff that everyone faces in our society. I'm not saying there's no other superheroes that go through that, but Spider-Man constantly go through these problems, but he still chooses to live by the last words of his uncle and
Hell yeah.
to be the greatest, to do the good deeds you must do if you have the ability to do so, because it's the right thing to do. And despite there's so many ways that he could have just like been given to his selfish urges and just follow and just use his power for his own benefit, for his own gain, or become a supervillain and go down this path of this self-destructive path of, you know, of hatred and pettiness, because the world has wronged him so many times, not just because of his uncle's death, but his his incredible unluckiness, like I think it's a bit excessive
The
at
Parker
times.
luck.
like
Lucky,
the Parker
the
luck,
famous Parker luck.
like it's just excessive at this point. I think they should stop it by this point. It should have not, but before all the bullshit going on in the current Spider-Man comics, like the Parker luck demonstrates that despite how much the world and the fate is against him, he's still inevitably
Inevitably.
inevitably
Inevitably.
eventually comes around and do the right thing.
Because
And
he's Spider-Man.
because he's fucking motherfucking Spider-Man.
He's
Sure,
the motherfucking
Spider-Man, Batman, and Superman are incredible heroes in their own right, and I also really like aspects of them. Admittedly, I haven't consumed like the enough of their greatest hits. I only see interpretation, like pretty flawed interpretations of them, of course. So I can't say that maybe my mind will be changed. Probably not, because Spider-Man is the greatest superhero. I can't just repeat it. Superhero ever, and like 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 Superman is a symbol of hope, justice, and he. Wait, is that where? Wait, what do you say, Alphonse?
In the American way. I
And,
have always loved it.
and the American
It's canon and yet so funny. I love it.
and the American way, like you can look at Superman as Superman and Batman is a symbol of what we can our unlimited potential, but and you touch upon this, Alphonse. You touched upon it a little bit, but Spider-Man is both inspiring and relatable. Sure, Batman has no powers, just like us, but to the average person, no one is gonna have a Batmobile riding around because they have like a jillion
Billions of dollars.
dollars behind them. Spider-Man, despite his gifted intelligence and incredible superpowers, is still struggling like an average everyday person, and he still chooses to do the right thing. He's just like any ordinary guy that just happens to get bitten by a radioactive spider, a power he wasn't born with, or not the skills and the resources he was born into and he cultivated over years of training. He was literally he was bitten by a spider. He didn't choose this, but he still gave in to the responsibility he put upon himself to be the world's greatest superhero.
He chose the responsibility.
Ability.
And
He's-
that whole choice thing is why we love superheroes, baby. They make the
Yeah,
hard choices we
boy.
honestly can't.
Yeah, boy, and that's why Spider-Man is my favorite superhero of all time.
Hell yeah.
He's so good. I'm suffocating with how good Spider-Man is. Okay, I'm overacting.
Okay, bro. Holy glaze. Here, I'll give you
Alright,
some fucking tissue to help you wipe that shit up.
I think okay. Yes, your overall point is that Spider-Man represents the everyman hero, and I do agree with that. Unlike billionaires or aliens, Parker is definitely someone struggling, not just because of the Parker luck, but like money, love, responsibility. Yes, he struggles with all of it. As for the origin story, compared to Batman or Superman, he is unique in that he actually could have changed the outcome had he been more responsible earlier. Like he
Yeah,
could
that's
have
something I forgot
stopped
to touch
the
on.
mugger. Batman couldn't have done anything to save his parents. Like if that mugger had already decided to kill his parents, he was going to. If anything, he would have died with them. Superman was a baby. He couldn't have chosen to be sent away. But
Definitely.
Spider-Man has like a haunting origin story. Like it still haunts him to this very day.
Exactly.
And yes, the phrase, I think another reason stands out, even though he's not the first superhero to be about selflessness or duty, the phrase like encapsulates the foundation of modern heroism. With great power comes great responsibility, even though the original quote is there must also come great responsibility. But anyway, the grounded storytelling is also kind of nice. His struggles are deeply human. Whether he's facing villains or losing loved ones. Gwen Stacy. His stories have emotional weight, and then you also have like some stories where like maybe he does have a chance with this like one person, but he has to go stop a superhero very fast. Comes back, oh dang, somebody already asked her out. It's like that's a very
Holy
relatable
shit!
problem.
Holy shit! Totally not
For you
something.
too.
Maybe not
For
the
you
super.
too.
Holy
I mean,
shit!
maybe not the needing to fight a super villain guy,
Holy
but
shit! No,
you
no.
know what I'm saying.
Holy shit! Totally not something
his
that like I'm struggling with right now. Totally not hurting
his
me
his
emotionally
his
right now.
dynamic and agile. Don't get that. You're gonna be
Yes,
like
we know,
honoring that
Katan.
one podcast episode.
Nah, don't
Okay,
worry.
he's also dynamic and he has an agile fighting style. He has unique acrobatics. His web slinging is also iconic. His quick wit is also like when it comes to quippy superheroes, I think Spider-Man is the first one we think of. I mean, Deadpool's also up there, except he's more of an anti-hero. And his humor, especially in the films, is a lot more rated R.
Hell
So
yeah.
for sure, for sure.
And
They
he's one of
unleashed
the
the
most
beast.
he's one of the most visually exciting heroes in action. And from comics to movies, he remains one of the most beloved and accessible heroes, resonating with both kids and adults. And another thing I want to say about Spider-Man is he was kind of a risk at the time, not only because I think it was Steve Ditko who told Stan Lee that nobody likes spiders, but because at the time there was
You
a
gotta make them
rule
love
that
spiders.
there was a rule at the time that teenagers could only be sidekicks, with Robin probably being the most iconic at that time.
Oh
And
yeah,
Stan
yeah,
Lee
yeah.
that's why
said,
that he named him
"Screw that."
Spider-Man. That's why he
Yeah,
named him
like
Spider-Man.
named him Spider-Man. He's not Spider Boy. He's not Spider Kid. He is Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, bitches.
Spider-Man,
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
whatever a
And
spider.
yes, also
Well,
with his
hey,
rogues
spider.
gallery,
His rogues
his
gallery.
rogues gallery.
Oh, let's talk about his rogues gallery because I
Goblin, Doc Ock, Venom, Sandman,
man,
Electro,
Crow,
Mysterio,
Cereal,
Vulture,
Vulture.
Scorpion, the Enforcers.
The
How many more are there?
Enforcer? Who the fuck likes the Enforcer? I'm kidding.
Shut up.
No, couldn't even
Kingpin. A lot of people don't
couldn't
realize
even
this,
defend
but
him.
he was a Spider-Man villain first.
Oh yeah, Kingpin was a Spider-Man villain first, and then he became a Daredevil villain first. Did you know that Punisher first appearance was in the Spider-Man comic? Whoa, you didn't know that, right? You
Yeah,
average
I did.
MC. I'm not talking about you. I'm
I
talking about the
did.
viewer. I'm talking about the audience.
You're the
Let's not
only
insult the
MCU guy
audience.
here.
Let's not
You're the
insult
only
the audience.
MCU guy here, Katan. You projected.
What do you mean the MCU? I don't even like MCU that much. You guys are the
No,
MCU
Oh,
guys.
because we
fun
brought
thing.
DC. Because we brought DC superheroes. You're the
Fun
only one with
thing.
the Marvel one.
Wait,
True.
actually, fun thing, because you just talked about Spider-Man and Punisher. Fun thing, the actors who portray those two characters in the MCU, Tom Holland and John Bernthal, they auditioned I think at the same time or around the same time for their roles, and they were
Excuse me.
cast. Spider-Man in 2016's Captain America: Civil War, and John Bernthal in 2016's season 2 of Daredevil as the Punisher.
Okay, guys, now that we talk about like our respective greatest superheroes, I want to dive deeper into like what makes someone a true hero, not just like, you know, someone who saves the day and then like, yeah, or like, you know, someone just like helps someone else's cat like from get out of a tree or something. Like what makes a true hero?
I think another aspect of a superhero, it doesn't need to apply to every superhero, but one that definitely could, would be leadership. And the hero that I think of is Captain America when it comes to leadership.
Wow,
I mean, that's like his whole that's his whole deal. He is
It's
a
how he was
leader.
introduced. It's
Yeah, I believe that a true hero doesn't really care about labels. I'm kidding. So
Do you know that in comics, I have found that sometimes people actually forget Captain America does have superpowers?
well, they're
well, you
a lot
know,
milder.
I find
They're
that funny.
it's
mild.
pretty mild. It's
Yeah.
pretty mild superpowers, so I don't blame them. But yeah, what makes a true
I
hero?
know, but I mean, like, it's not his defining trait, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree. I
Exactly.
agree. I
That's why
agree.
we love them. That's why we love them.
But
Like,
like,
I I've seen some people watch the Avengers and they're like, "Oh my god, Captain America! Like he's just like this ordinary guy leading these gods." And I'm like, "You did you forget he also has super strength?"
the
The
okay,
ordinary guys would be a Black Widow or Hawkeye, but okay.
okay, but like, what makes a true hero? Other, you said Philip. You said leadership. Alphonse, what do you say? What makes a true hero? What makes a true
Mm,
hero? Someone's a true
they're
hero.
built. Mm,
Like, what does it mean to be selfless enough? Like is selflessness something that we glorify a bit too much, or is it something that is still like
why would we glorify it a bit too much?
no,
It's
like
a rare thing enough as
no,
is.
no, no, no. But like I'm saying like there are times where like for the sake like complete selflessness is not, it's not something you should aspire for, because that disregard your own well-being, right? And you're like, there's nothing like inherently wrong being like selfish for the sake of your own, for yourself, when you take care of yourself and you love yourself and you want the best for yourself, right? But
Yeah,
what is the ideal level of selflessness you should have for someone, for like others and for your for people? Very feels.
ideally, ideally, right?
Mm,
Ideally, it would be as much as possible. But we know, but I think, having like at least lived a little bit of my life. See, I haven't lived that long, but from what I've seen in my life, whenever people normally whenever they decide to act selflessly, give a bit of themselves,
mm,
their other needs tend to be taken care of because of the people around them who are just thankful for the things that they've done. So in a really weird paradoxical way, self-sacrifice and all of this stuff, things just somehow work out in the end. And maybe that's just the hope in me talking, but
I think on top of those traits, the someone who's just there for you
yeah.
applies. Like it doesn't have to be someone who's like a superhero 24/7. Like if I might use let's say Wolverine as an example,
mm,
there are many instances where he just doesn't want to get involved with anyone, but he's still considered a superhero or just a hero in general cuz like when he's really needed, he does empathize and he will be there for you.
Yeah.
Like I'm
mm,
thinking specifically when he's not with the X-Men. When he's with the X-Men, he's basically, going on missions all the time with them. But like when he's on his own, he gets involved when somebody could like actually get hurt. If somebody's just having like a little scuffle, chances are maybe he won't get involved because he doesn't want to like impress himself on them.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But like if like one of them like takes out a knife or like a gun or like somebody can actually die despite being immortal himself or near immortal himself, he will get involved and he can get hurt. That's another thing that like sucks about when he does get involved and can get shot or stabbed. Despite living forever, he can feel that pain.
He
And
needs to live through the
200 years
pain
later,
of like, because he doesn't die. He needs to feel the actual pain of like getting shot without dying or passing out, right?
yeah,
And that's even
you
more
could think of
painful.
him as yeah, you could think of him as a hero that takes on pain for other people, and since he keeps on living on, he can take it.
I I wanted to ask this question because like there's just so many media, like so many like interesting pieces of media out there that like makes me question about like the absolute nature of what it means to be a hero, and and if it's like always a healthy thing to um po- to to aspire to, because we can see that there's like drawbacks to like this mentality, or like the lives these superheroes live. Obviously they're not always it's not always sunshine and rainbows. There's like a lot of struggle even mentally with them, not just external forces against them. Like Spider-Man obviously has a bunch of issues in his own interpersonal life because he has to be a superhero. Batman still struggles from his childhood trauma, and which haunts him still to day. Well, Spider-Man, both Spider-Man and Superman, Spider-Man and Batman, and
And
then
Superman
Oh,
can't save
S-
everyone, even if he
Superman
wants to.
2 and Superman
oh,
2. You can't save everyone, and that's what I want to touch upon, which is
hold on.
the trolley question.
The,
No, wait, hold on.
What's
I
up?
have one more superhero to throw into this mix before we start that.
Okay.
Um,
uh,
I want to throw in Wonder Woman, not just because we haven't talked about female like superheroines, but because she is born with like all these abilities. Like Superman gets them from the sun, but Wonder Woman has all her abilities. And something that I think is unique about her story is she is a hero at heart, but as she goes out into the world to try and be a superhero, well, she is a superheroine, but like as she leaves, not only is it a good metaphor for children leaving the house, but her mother actually holds it against her that she didn't stay on Paradise Island. She holds it against her that her daughter did not stay on Themyscira. And it's a good story about
what
Wonder
was
Woman just
that?
wanting to be who she is. Like it's a good story of Queen Hippolyta needing to accept Diana for who she is.
Mm.
Holy shit, Alphonse, you're playing as Libra? Bro, you're getting
Also,
ahead
she's a
of
face of
me.
she's also faces
I'm
superheroines,
already
and
ahead of you.
very 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 quickly, I also want to I'm not for the sake of labeling, but Robin, the face of sidekicks, and Green
The
Arrow,
sidekick.
the face of archers, Flash, the face of speedsters. Okay, I'm done. And by the way, for anybody that doesn't know, Namor came
Namor?
before Aquaman.
Namor or
Namor, sorry.
Narmer?
Well, I've seen
Holy
people
shit.
pronounce it both ways.
True.
The way
Namor.
they did it in the MCU was more Latino. It was more Namor.
Oh, okay,
Namor.
cool.
He's just Atlantic, like the Atlantis man, right? If I
Yeah, and
remember.
he came before Aquaman. A lot of people don't know this. All right. Anyway, trolley problem. Let's do this.
So, I watched this incredible piece of media called Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works, which is an anime adaptation of a visual novel called
Yes,
Fate Stay
sir.
Night, and the character Emiya Shiro, the main character of this of the series, struggles with his aspiration to become a hero of justice.
Hero of
And
Justice. I
s-
remember.
and every hero, I think, needs always has to dwell on this like dilemma, this moral dilemma of the trolley question, which is
Have you ever seen?
do you
Have
save
you
the
ever seen?
many? Do you kill one to save many, or do you choose to do nothing to save one person and let five people
There
die?
was a version of this that they did on Unis Honest. I'm not sure if people listening even remember what that was. It was a
Uh,
YouTube channel that only existed for a year, but they did this
oh
problem,
yeah, with
and
Markiplier and the other person.
one of the funniest, yeah, Ethan, one of the funniest
Mm.
uh like questions the trolley problem had was, do you run over the 10 people, or like it was like 10 to 20 people on one side, or do you let it roll over your penis? And when they got to that question, they're like, okay, how many is that? 10, 20, 15?
They're ever
I was like, "Bro."
negotiating, bro.
But what do you guys think? Well, have you guys ever thought about the trolley problem, or like, do you guys ever like just look at it and see what like? Some people will say, "Oh, there's obviously. I mean, like, why would you not save the 5 people and just let the train run over,
Uh,
well, the
trolley
trolley run
problem
over the one
is,
person?" And, like, but like, do you
yeah,
guys think it's anything beyond this?
it's hard to be objective about it, because yes, I could just become indifferent to it and like not have any emotion attached to it. But
Hmm.
then once it gets to questions like, do you run over the three strangers or the one person you like know, then it is hard to be objective about it, because maybe this person is like your parent or your brother, or even if they're not like related to you, maybe that they are like an aspiring scientist who wants to find the cure to cancer. You can also think of a situation like that, and then that makes you question, wait, what about these strangers? What if one of them is going to cure Alzheimer's? What if one of them is going to be the politician that finally gives us world peace? Like, you don't know them. So
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
like
bro. I'll
meant
believe
to
it when I
test
see
you.
it.
I
I'll
I
believe it
just
when I
like
see it.
Well, I
for
know, but like
no,
it's
I
meant
get
to
I get
test
what you're
you out.
saying. Like contextually, you like this philosophical problem is not, it's not applicable in real life, because in real life there's like many more factors and a context that will influence your choice. The circumstances will obviously not be as simple as this, and I and that's why I'm like, when I look at this, I just get like, man, man, like, when it's a dichotomy like this, like, you have to either choose to kill one person or let 5 people die. It's really such a sad situation where, like, no matter what, you feel obligated to just let that one person die, because more lives are worth more than one. Because
Yeah. Oh yeah.
math, right?
Oh yeah.
Math.
That that's
Math is
another. Oh yeah.
That's why
That
math is
actually
evil.
is.
I'm just kidding.
No, that also actually, that you touched on something that is unique about the first problem. Like the first one is the easiest one, the 5 people or the one. But however, to run over the 5 people, you don't have to do anything. You're not responsible for it.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So
That's what I
you're
used to
you're
think
less
too.
responsible
Mm.
for the 5 people dying than you would be for the one person dying. Because for the one person to die in that scenario, you have to switch the track.
Mm.
So you're actively like participating and
Yeah.
causing it.
I think that's what that goes into question about, like, the philosophy of Spider-Man. We talk about, like, with great power there must also come great responsibility.
Superman,
If
Batman, and Spider-Man each have like a key aspect of superhero storytelling: hope, justice, responsibility.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think they stood the test of time because of that. Like whether you're a godlike protector, a relentless vigilante, or just like a struggling everyman, these three
Mm.
superheroes are without question the greatest of all time. Let's throw Goku in there. No, I'm just kidding.
No, but
Um,
like I think,
Goku.
but I feel like if you choose not to like kill the one person, you're actively like not using, you have, even though you have the ability to save some people, more people, you choose not to do it. You might be irresponsible if you use the Spider-Man framework of, with great power comes great responsibility. And that's like what kills me when I look at this philosophical problem, is that there's no choice out of it that doesn't feel guilty and hopeless. Is that you
I
either
know
have to actively kill someone. And that's why I feel
that's
like, mm, this
oh,
this this shit is bullshit.
no, that's why I think the first one, despite everything that you just touched on, it is the easiest, because yes, you're going to struggle with the responsibility of choosing to kill one person or not choosing to save 5 people. That's ultimately what it comes down to. So with that one, it's the easiest one to like emotionally detach from and become objective about it. But like as I was saying earlier, it's going to become harder because they're going to like challenge how objective you can be.
True.
Like whoever, I don't know who came up with the trolley problem, but I think they like knew that or realized that when they put it into practice that somebody will just choose to be unemotional and practical about it. So he or she probably said like, okay, well, let's throw someone you know in there. Let's see how that challenges you because it's meant to challenge you. It is hard. Like you got to be glad that this trolley isn't moving, right? Because then you'd have like less time
Yeah, less time to
to
decide.
yeah.
So
Mm.
there's also this version. Actually, this spoils Fate Stay Night, so I'm not sure if I should show it. For Philip, Alphonse and I already know what to do,
Yeah.
but like,
Just just know it was fucking awesome, Philip.
but
I'll
like,
get there.
but like, definitely utilitarianism, which is the ideology that most people would have to choose if have to
It's
choose to save like the more people because we're basing our decision based on utility. It's more useful if we like for humanity as a whole if we save 5 people versus one person because one person is not as you use within the metric and the framework we have metric we decided on humanity's utility. One person is not as useful to humanity as 5 people are. So that's why a utilitarian would like just like what the fuck, bro? Just kill that one person, bro. What's the issue here? What's the dilemma?
Objectively, yes. Though one could also have the argument that the one person has a more important job. That is something that someone could say.
Uh, say it. Oh yeah, say it again, Philip. Sorry. Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I don't mean to like shit on jobs or anything, but like, what
Mm.
if the 5 people are actors and just like low key actors? I'll throw the my aspiring job under the bus,
Mm.
The 5
and
are just
and then
YouTubers.
and then the one person is actually like a well-intentioned um let's say politician who actually has the means and resources
Why
to
does it have to be
and support to
politician?
get to higher office and actually make a change in the world. Like let's assume that this is the ideal politician. In that scenario, let's say you're aware of that. Do you still choose to save the 5 YouTubers?
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
save the 5 YouTubers because fuck that guy.
The one honest politician in the I shouldn't say that, but like the most
No
the
politician is
most well
trustworthy. Only people I subscribe to and donate my money to Patreon every month is way more trustworthy. I'm kidding.
that money could have gone towards infrastructure.
I'm kidding, bro. Anyway, let's
It'd
It could have
pay.
gone to the
Let's
education system.
you know what?
it'd
Let's
have
pay
been
Mr. Beast
grifted all to
more, and
hell.
let's pay Mr. Beast more
It could have
money.
gone to settling the deficit.
No, we gotta pay Mr. Beast because Mr. Beast will save the world with his philanthropy. That's why YouTubers are more important than politicians. Mr. Beast should run for president. He's gonna be the best president ever made.
Oh
YouTubers
god,
were a
could he actually run for
mistake.
president?
Social media was a mistake.
It's a failed experiment.
No,
Genuinely, I think we need to put an restriction on social media because we can't have a bunch of kids running around in spaces like that.
You know what's another thing I think humans could benefit from?
true.
If I mean I know the social media platforms would never agree to it, but if they did, just like let's say once every 5 days, they're just completely inaccessible. I think humanity might reconnect a little bit, just once every 5 days. Like
I
no,
think we should
no
also
internet,
ban people
none of
from
that.
use. I think we should ban people from using ChatGPT. I think it's probably one of the worst mistakes we have made as humanity. We probably
Because
regret. We have regressed as a whole intelligently.
I'm gonna
I,
get surgery in like 40 years from somebody who studied with
Hey,
ChatGPT.
hey, you can't cry, Philip. You know, you also use AI like a bunch of times. Or...
I did, however, I did not really start using it until after school. So for anybody listening, I did not use it for school purposes. I was already on my way out. I can brag
It
about that.
doesn't
However,
count.
there is a small part of me that's like, damn, I kind of wish I did use it.
See,
You
exactly,
know how
you
much I
lazy
He's
I'm a,
motherfucker.
dishonest.
well, yes,
He's
I'm still human.
dishonest.
I'm still human.
That's
I
hardly an
probably
excuse.
I probably would have. Like that's not a joke. I might have if I
I
had found
refuse
it.
to. I refuse to use.
My
I
last
actually
year
haven't
was
used.
terrible.
I haven't
My
used.
last year was
Same.
terrible.
I haven't
I
used
haven't either, dude.
I have not. I refuse to participate. It's an insult to, especially
It's
to
an insult to
writing and
artists.
art and
Oh,
writing and everything actually. To
it definitely is.
critical thinking. To critical
I still
thinking.
have to choose not to use it. Like, Katan, you know this about me. I want to be a screenwriter, and I also want to write books. So yes, it is a little like challenging every single time. I think, what if I had ChatGPT or AI write this for me? I have to like tell myself, no, don't do that. Also, on top of that, if I'm
So
feeding
boring
my story,
though.
if I'm feeding my story into AI, I don't know what it's doing with it. So that's another aspect. Like that's another reason why I don't, because I
I
don't know if it's like gonna like give my story to someone else. You know?
I I I'm fortunate. I'm glad that I don't have that struggle. Like I'm just like I don't blame anyone else who have the urge to use AI like ChatGPT. It's like it's convenient. It's like every other like kind of human technology. Like I was exaggerating earlier, but like I get it. Like it's easy to be to give in to the appeal of convenience. That's why we like computers. That's why we like this. That's why we like shares. That's why we like technology. Like gives us benefit like convenience. But at what point we must draw a line where it shouldn't cross, where it compromises like human intelligence and critical thinking. Actually, critical thinking is more important.
I
Uh,
think we're just having the same conversation we had in episode 3.
yeah, definitely. Let's get back to the fact that this meme
Oh
is
yeah,
actually
Alphonse
so
and
true. And
anyone listening,
oh yeah, yeah,
go
Alphonse.
listen to episode 3 at some point. I still think that's the best one we ever made.
No, this is gonna be the best one because I'm gonna talk about how Fate
Well, I
Zero
mean,
is
this one
shit. I'm
probably
kidding. It's not shit.
okay. This one
Fate Zero.
probably would be the most okay. The one episode 6, the one we're doing right now, would probably be the one that's the most interesting to people, especially now in the current zeitgeist where superheroes are everywhere.
Mm-mm.
But in terms of like objectively objectively intelligent conversations, especially as filmmakers, I do think that episode 3 was our best one.
Okay, that's fair. But yeah, I just wanted to say that Fate Zero. This is what Fate Zero fans are like. Fuck you. Anyway, that's enough about me talking about something that Philip doesn't know anything about.
I mean, we could get back to the superhero archetypes. I'm currently thinking about members of the Justice League and the Avengers, and thinking about how each of their superhero roles are unique. Right now, I was just thinking of Green Lantern, who also, much like Spider-Man, has a sense of duty, probably even more so because he's recruited by the Green Lantern Corps. And they say, hey, you're in charge of this sector of space. Flash just wants to get his dad out of prison. There's unique tragedy to his because his isn't like, because it has something that he couldn't have changed. I mean, unless he did time travel. And then there's still like a lasting effect that he can change. He can't change that his mom died, except unless he created Flashpoint. But his dad is in prison, and he can still change that outcome. Um, let's see who else. Hulk. Hulk thinks, or Bruce thinks of the Hulk as a curse most of the time, and most of his life is trying to get rid of the Hulk.
Mm.
Iron Man was a selfish arms dealer until he's on the receiving end of his sins, and then he decides to. This is something that's interesting. He doesn't decide to completely rid himself of weapons. He decides to repurpose them, and using the same metal, he makes a suit out of the weapons he made that hurt so many people, and he's repurposing it to protect people.
Beautiful. Beautiful,
Beautiful.
beautiful, beautiful, beautiful,
Captain
beautiful.
America is also a sense of duty. I know I talked about his leadership probably being one of the most unique aspects about him. But in terms of his origin story, he was just a soldier driven by duty, which really stood out to people, especially since he debuted in, I think it was the 40s, like during World War II, when like the American spirit needed a hero like that.
Mm.
Kind of like how Superman was the hero that was needed during the Great Depression.
I mean, Superman was there in World War II too. It was
Well,
just
I
that
mean, yeah.
it was really funny if you think about it, because Superman could defeat all these things, and it's like, why isn't he here in World War II? And then Captain America was made to answer.
Well, yes, but I think part of that is also because Superman does have the power to end all wars by basically becoming a conqueror and hopefully not a dictator. Like he could defeat any human army, but he did, because of his OP power and because of his morals, he chooses not to influence human history, or at
Oh
least not
yeah,
on that scale.
such
Captain
as the war
America,
states.
yeah, Captain America is a lot more vulnerable. He has super strength and he has super reflexes, but he is still vulnerable to like knives and guns and all that. So I think it's pretty cool that his iconic weapon isn't a gun but a shield. I guess in his earlier interpretation, it wasn't even the iconic shield he has now. It was just a regular shield, not even one he could throw.
Yeah, I remember. It's the one that they showed off in the film when he was just
Oh yeah,
acting.
yeah, in the film
The
they do have
OG.
that one. Yeah, the OG shield.
Spider Man.
Yes. What about Spider-Man, Katan?
Spider
We're
Man.
trying to.
No, but like, sorry, Philip, but yeah, like all these superheroes are beautiful and great and inspiring and on their own, but we're forgetting something very important.
Yeah.
Villains that become superheroes, like Hawkeye. A lot of people don't know he started as a villain.
No, not that. These heroes
Everyone
get
glosses
so
over
many
Hawkeye.
hot bitches, baby. Let's go.
What?
Okay, all jokes aside, Batman and Spider-Man actually, well, Spider-Man's kind of funny because even though he does have all these like girls fawning over him, nobody wants to be with Peter Parker. Like,
No
remember
wonder why
Black
you
Cat?
relate to him. No wonder why you relate to him, Katan.
No, 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 no. The thing
You
is,
see,
Spider
Katan,
Man has
they
had
would.
a lot of girlfriends, but like he struggled to keep those relationships for longer than like one comic runs. Except Mary Jane until they retcon that shit in One More Day and ruined Spider Man comic forever. But hey, that's another story for another day.
Hey, Katan,
Whoop.
maybe this is why you relate to him because people would be fawning over you if they had a little less of this. No, but I mean, like, think like
Nah.
Black Cat. She was like in love and obsessed over Spider-Man, but then kind of was like, Peter Parker. Put the
No, she
mask
was
back
more
on.
like, I fell in love with the you that's Spider-Man, not the you that's Peter Parker. There's a difference
Yeah.
there.
Well, I mean, yeah, I know the difference.
She loves the
What's
mask,
another
Black-
not the
unique?
man.
Okay, Black Cat
What's
is pretty
another
hot. Black
unique
Cat is really
superhero?
hot. Yeah, Black Cat is really hot.
Oh, how about Cyborg? Not someone responsible for his own origin story, but the consequence of someone else's mistake, his father's.
Mm.
Hmm.
Anyway, guys,
Like there are some versions where he got blown up by his father's experiments, and then there are other versions where he's driving home with his mom and they are in an accident. And who knows if the father was there, maybe that wouldn't have happened. But anyway, almost dies. Father saves him, and Cyborg, at least for the earlier part of his superhuman existence, believes he's a monster.
that's cool. And
Yeah.
but like, guys, ultimately, I want to hone in and come back to the conclusion we can come with is that we all have our own heroes, but we need to remember one important thing.
And what is that?
One important thing. One single important thing. Very important thing. Spider-Man's the best because he's more red.
I knew it. Okay, I do like red.
Superman
Did you
is.
say that because you knew I was going to say that?
Is this what 4 years of studying film does to you?
Oh, right. We need to relate this to our films. This was not just an excuse for us to talk about superheroes, guys. We totally did this because movie came out last month.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
totally,
is why we're
totally
talking about
why we
superheroes.
need to talk about this.
Fuck you, superheroes are awesome and are
Oh,
worth
okay,
talking
actually,
about.
wait. Actually, before
Damn
before
normies can't understand Chase.
Oh
hold
no,
on, before
no, but
before all this,
Alpha.
I want to talk about the actors. I want to talk about the actors.
No, Philip, we're already hitting 1 hour and 32 minutes. We have to
Because we
come
just
to
do
All-
nothing but shoot the
All of
shit
our
and
other
call
ones
it
were
a
2 hours.
podcast.
All of
we
our
need
other ones are 2 hours.
we need to hone in and come to an end with this episode. It was a great episode. We talked about a bunch of cool stuff. Ultimately,
Okay.
we came to the conclusion that Spider-Man's the best. So yeah, so
Okay,
we're gonna.
okay,
Sure,
okay.
bro.
I'm
Let's
kidding. I'm
let's
kidding.
He's
let's just.
projecting.
I want to talk about the actors. I like actors.
Philip,
We
first
know
of
you
all,
do.
Okay, for
Philip, that's
Spider-Man, I'll
another
only touch on the live action ones. I'll only
Philip,
touch
that's
on the live
another
action ones then.
episode for another
Um,
day.
Tom Holland, best
Okay,
blend.
fine.
He strikes the balance the best.
Now shut the
Andrew
fuck up.
Garfield,
No,
best
no.
Spider-Man. Tobey Maguire, best
That's
Peter
such a
Parker.
boring
Um,
take. That's such
Okay,
a normie
Superman.
take.
Superman.
Okay, Mr. fucking Drama King,
Christopher Reeve. Christopher Reeve.
the
Amazing.
OG.
Brandon
I love
Rouse
him.
was the one I grew up with, though. I grew up with Brandon Rouse.
Oh yeah.
Tyler Hoechlin. I don't know how you pronounce his name. The one from the Arrowverse and Superman Lois.
You
He did a
forgot
great job
Return of
portraying.
Superman. We forgot Return
He-
of Superman. Superman
Okay, Tyler portrayed a
Returns.
great Superman as a parent, kind of like a later day Superman. Great job.
Yeah.
Tom Welling portrayed a great Clark Kent slowly becoming Superman. The whole show is him being Clark Kent. Like he's Superman only at the very end. Henry
Mm.
Cavill. I think he did a great job
He's the best
portraying.
looking Superman. But that's
He is.
physically
Yes.
he is the best. But that's it.
He does show that if they wrote him as a kinder human being, he can portray him. Like there are a
Yeah,
few instances where we see he could do that.
Okay, yeah. If they kept the depiction of Cavill Superman faithful, he would unironically be the greatest Superman on film ever,
Yeah. And as for
surpassing Reeves, surpassing Hawkland, surpassing everyone.
Why?
and the
What do you mean why?
Well, I want to know why.
the
Because he
jawline.
already
I'm
had,
just kidding.
because he already physically is like what you expect Superman to look like.
Oh,
At
that's
least when
true.
in
That's true.
Superman, I'll admit, like Hawkland. Okay, I'll say this. In terms of who is the best looking Superman, it's Cavill. But in terms
Is
of
it
who's the best
Cavill or Cavill? It's Henry Cavill or Henry Cavill?
Cavill,
It's Cavill.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
so,
mispronounced it for years too.
So
Anyway,
but
go
who
ahead.
I'll
said Cavill? Who said Cavill? Oh,
Okay, so Alphonse, you were
you.
saying he like looks the most like Superman, but
But he is not the best depiction of Clark Kent, and I think that's what holds him back. Like if there was we could find an actor that looked as good as Henry Cavill in Superman's suit, while at the same time with the acting prowess and looks of Hockland's Clark Kent, we'd have the perfect Superman because Hockland looked very nerdy and he acted like a dork, which is exactly how Superman is. Like,
he made Star Wars references. I love it.
yeah,
I'm
that's
sorry.
Superman. He's a very it's so human of him, and that's why I like it.
No,
It's the
The
very it's
dude actually can go to space, and he still nerds out over Star Wars. I love it.
yeah, very Superman, very human.
Okay, Katan, I have a question for you because you are the Spider-Man guy here.
yeah.
What would you say if there was a version, like an actor out there, who could portray Peter Parker the way Tobey Maguire did, but could portray Spider-Man the way Andrew Garfield did?
Toby
Uh,
Maguire.
Garfield had the
I'm
best
kidding. I'm
physique
kidding.
on God.
No, it's like a lot of people likes to make this take. Oh, Andrew is the better Spider-Man because he quips more frequently, and then like, but as
More
Peter
naturally, I would
Parker
say.
more naturally, and then like, but as Peter Parker he's a bit too cool, too angsty, and then with Maguire he's a perfect Peter Parker, but then he's as his quip and stuff is not as natural or and stuff like that. And to some extent, I do agree, but I would say I cannot find. I don't know any like actors, like live action actors or actor who like actually played a perfect Peter Parker. But I would say that when it comes to voice actors, I think Yuri Lowenthal is the perfect Spider-Man voice.
He's the
Was
perfect
he
voice for a lot of
Spectacular
people.
Spider-Man?
No, that's Josh Keaton. He's Ben 10. He voiced Ben 10 and he was Spider-Man a few times in some random games, and then he became actual Spider-Man
Oh,
in the Spider-Man PS4 game. He's the perfect voice for
no,
Spider-Man.
I know who you're talking about now. Yeah,
He also voiced Sasuke, like the English dub of
I'm
Sasuke.
surprised you didn't mention the Spider-Verse at all during this podcast episode.
Oh, Spider-Verse is amazing. Like probably
Okay,
has the
okay.
best. Spider-Verse probably has the best interpretation of Peter B. Park. Well, Peter B. Parker is probably the best combination of what Spider-Man should be in our current time, and then he should. That's what Spider-Man should be at this point. He should have grown up from his earlier stage of life, and like he doesn't need to stay a teenager or a young adult all the time for us to be relatable and inspiring to us, to the audience, to the readers. Fucking Joe Quesada, get that thing, that idea to your thick skull Marvel
However,
executives.
doesn't Spider-Verse still focus on a Spider-Man that is a teenager and or young adult?
Yeah, but that's a different generation.
I
That's a different generation
know.
now. We don't need Peter
I
Parker to
know.
be that. We can have Miles Morales. I never talk about Miles Morales. I don't want this to be like that. I only care about Peter Parker. Like
Yeah.
Miles
No,
Morales
no
is.
legacy heroes. No legacy heroes. We were talking about the originals. Otherwise, I have to talk about Nightwing, and Alphonse has to talk about Superman's son. Which, by the way, to anyone listening, Superman
Which
supporting
one?
his
Which one?
LGBTQ son makes sense to me. Why wouldn't he be an ally? He's Superman. Of course he'd be an ally. He
I
likes
know, but
people for who they are.
I was thinking more of his son from like what's it? The Super Sons movie? Was that what it was called?
Oh, the Battle of the Super Sons.
Yeah. Dude, okay, when it comes to Superman's kids, you're gonna have to specify because there's a comic book series, I think, of one of his sons in the far-flung future taking up the
Okay,
mantle of Superman.
maybe we should talk about their legacy heroes. Maybe that would be a good way to close this off.
No, I think
Nah.
this podcast already long enough. We already made our points.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now,
Okay, in
now
that case, I
Philip,
just
no,
have one
Philip,
last.
no,
I have a last
Philip,
one. We talked about the
Stop
actors for
him.
Superman,
Philip,
Spider-Man.
you get to
Please.
Mute his ass.
dominate
Okay,
Mute his
the
ass.
conversation.
A-
Okay, I'm
Adam
kidding.
West, the perfect campy one.
Okay.
Michael Keaton portrayed the weirdness of Batman the best. Val Kilmer. Anyway, and then George Clooney.
my goat.
Okay, Kevin Conroy, best voice. Kilmer, I don't know what to say about him. I don't know. He always had his mouth open. Sorry, that was insulting. George Clooney, despite how terrible the movie was, I think he portrayed Bruce Wayne the best. He definitely carried that rich man swagger. Christian Bale,
Swagger.
the Batman I grew up with, amazing. I love him. The films I think are the best Batman films. I mean, who knows? Maybe the new films will surpass that because the first film Pattinson did was better than Batman Begins. So maybe when he has a trilogy, I will praise it more than Dark Knight. Okay, who else was Batman? Oh my God, I'm forgetting his name. But the actor from Gotham, he did a good job portraying Bruce growing up to be Batman. Basically, what Tom Welling did with Superman, except with half the number of seasons. Um, Ben Affleck, I was worried about. I gotta admit, I was worried about Ben Affleck, but he proved to be the best part of Batman v Superman. I think he portrayed an older Batman perfectly, and I think he's also the one that had the physique. He had the best physique of all the Batman. And then Pattinson, finally, this has more to do with the writing. We finally get a Batman that's an actual detective. Yes, I mean,
Yes.
like,
Good
the best
writing, good
detective version.
direction. Hell yeah.
Yeah. All right, there we go. That is my take on the Batman actors.
Okay, guys.
Fan-fucking-tastic.
Fantastic. We made it. So now we finally come to a close. And we already came to a conclusion that Spider-Man is the greatest superhero of all time. I'm kidding.
Keep coping, bro.
You're coping. You're coping.
Sure, bro.
You're
Sure, bro.
Okay,
Sure, bro.
okay. We're just we're just arguing.
We're back
at
to our
this point.
usual. We are back to our usual shenanigans.
But yeah, thank you so much for this episode of the podcast. It's
Oh
been
yeah, I
it's
forgot
been
this was a
fun.
podcast.
This has been
And
amazing. This has been a
thank you
pod.
to our guests.
Yeah. Thank you, Alphonse, for coming on to this episode. It was a pleasure to have you for the first
You're
time.
very welcome.
And you'll probably be back more to argue about more stuff, and then we'll probably fight all
Make
over
it about
again.
anime, and this shit's gonna get crazy.
All right.
Let me catch up first. Let me catch up.
Yeah.
On all that first.
Whenever
Philip,
when Philip watches
Philip.
Evangelion, it's gonna be crazy. Oh, what's up?
Yeah, this is we're no longer asking, Philip. This is no longer a request. Fuck your timeline watching. You will watch Evangelion, okay? We will
You
argue
will.
about this,
We
and
will
it'll be the
Evangelion
funniest.
starts in '95. I'm in
Doesn't
1990.
doesn't
I'm
matter.
almost there.
You break your
I
own rule
don't
all the
care,
time. You
Philip.
break your own rule all the time. Doesn't matter.
I do make exceptions. If something new is coming out and I can easily catch up, I will do it. Or
No.
like Dylan challenged me to watch Death Note, and then he would watch Hasbin, so that was a trade. Like Spy Family, a new film was coming out last year, so I looked up if that was on my list. It was. There was only 2 seasons, 36 episodes, 37. I was like, oh yeah, I could easily catch up to that. Okay, let me watch this.
No. You gotta watch Ava.
All right,
right
fine.
now.
How long is Evangelion?
Bro, it's
Let me
only
see.
26 episode.
Oh, that's it.
Exactly.
Yeah, dude.
Exactly. Also, there's one movie which is
This
the
isn't
best.
One Piece.
This isn't One Piece, bro. We're not asking you to watch Naruto or any shonen series that's like 300, no, 700 episodes long or anything like that.
I'm currently watching Dragon Ball.
Exactly. So,
Yeah.
you could finish like Ava faster than you finish one arc of Dragon Ball, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
The first season
We
was
know-
like 13 episodes, I want to say.
We
I
know
still think
you'll
it's the
like it.
best. It was the best that Dragon Ball gave me, probably because I mean I do like the like fighting aliens and like enemies and all that, but the first season of the first show I love so much because it was about adventure, and I love adventure stories. Indiana Jones,
Adventure
The Hobbit, I love
time.
it.
Come on, grab your friend.
Yeah.
We're
Did-
going to
because
very
we know, because
distant
you
lands.
showed that you did like what's it? Because you showed that you liked Elfen Lied, we know you're gonna fucking love Ava
And we're gonna argue about
For
like Ava for like so long, cause
ever.
Nature versus nurture is what Elven Light is about. A lot of people don't get it, especially now that I've read
We
the manga.
know.
I
no,
get that it's
dude, it's about
nature
the
versus nurture.
violence and the lollies and all that stuff.
For you, for you.
For you, yeah, that's the best.
Who the?
Yeah.
No one said that. I'm joking. I'm using my.
To anybody that came here
I'm-
about
I'm
superheroes,
translating
sorry
the
we're talking about
subconscious
anime
thoughts
now.
you're having.
Shut the fuck up, Alphonse. I'm being ironic. I'm being ironic, guys. I'm using this
Okay,
literary
bro.
device called irony, which
Okay,
say.
consult the chart. Consult the chart.
To anybody listening to this podcast, just consider the last 2 minutes a preview of episode, I don't know, 12 or whenever it is we get to anime.
Okay
Of
then.
episode 1X.
All right, guys. Thank you
This is a sneak
thank you
preview.
so much again. So just if you like this podcast, hit the like button, subscribe, text
God, a
us,
YouTuber.
whatever, you know.
a comment
see
No,
down
you
below.
man.
guys.
You stay
Comment
out of my
down
fucking
below.
message box. You stay out of my
Comment
let us
down
know.
below. Let us know what
Let
you
us know who
think.
your favorite guest was, because
Yes.
we have a guest like every 2 episodes.
No,
it
no, no.
seems,
Let
so-
us know who's your favorite superhero is in the comment section
Oh,
below.
oh.
Create a
And
fan.
tell us why.
Tell us why too.
Tell us why.
We'll read the comments definitely. And
Yeah. Get philosophical with it. Don't just say Daredevil because he's the first blind one. I'm just kidding. That makes it sound like I'm making fun of disability.
anyway,
No,
all right.
just tell us who your favorite hero is. I like them all.
Yes. All right. Thank you
Do as
guys.
they say.
Bye
Fucking
bye.
Gonna be Kamen Rider.
Yes, Kamen Rider.